Don't expect your partner to be able to read your mind. I've noticed there's this kind of trend nowadays where it's like people expect their partners to be superhumans. They expect perfection. They want their partner to be able to read their mind. They want them to know immediately what is the best thing or the best way to interact with them. And they want somebody who is as close to perfect as possible, but that doesn't exist. Nobody on this planet can read your mind. The only way they can even get anywhere near close to that is by knowing you for a long amount of time. My parents have been married for over 40 years, and I can tell you, they can't read each other's minds. Now, because they've been together for that long, they usually can kind of tell where the other person's head is at just because they've been together for so long that they know each other really well. They know each other's personalities and mannerisms and each other's tempers, which is a very important one. But even then, they can't do that with 100% accuracy. Nobody on this planet can. So you should never expect a partner to be able to read your mind, especially if you've been dating for anywhere less than a decade. If you've been dating someone, or in a relationship with them, should I say, for less than a decade, and you expect them to read your mind, you are delusional. That's not going to happen. They may be able to, if they're intelligent, or not even that, this depends more on empathy. If they're highly empathic, if they have high EQ and they're good at reading others, even then they're not going to be very good at this. They may just be better than most of your previous partners, but that's about it. You're never going to find someone who will be able to do this, even probably anywhere near 80% accurately. They could probably get close to 80% accuracy, but I doubt they'll be able to go above that. So don't expect it from anyone. That's expecting perfection that doesn't exist. So, instead, opt to communicate honestly and authentically. You should be able to be honest with your partners. You shouldn't have to lie to them, especially with white lies, to try to protect their feelings and make them feel good. This one really gets to me because when we lie to someone to protect them, that's usually coming from a selfish standpoint because we're basically lying to them to make ourselves feel better because we believe we're going to hurt them if we tell them the truth. Like, what the hell? Their feelings should be their own thing for them to handle and worry about. Why should we be the gatekeepers of information that we believe could hurt them just because we're afraid they won't be able to handle it? Whether or not they can handle it should be up to them. And you'll only find that out by telling them. But here's the thing. If you're afraid about being honest with your partner, then find a different partner. If you can't be your true authentic self with the person you're in a relationship with, then why are you with them? You may as well just be friends with benefits if you can't be honest with each other. So end that relationship. You should always strive to be honest with people that you're in long-term relationships with. I do it from the beginning of the dating process because I know that that's the only way I can expect honesty in return. You have to be honest yourself. And I don't want to create anything with a woman that isn't honest. What's the point of it? So make sure that you communicate honestly and authentically. And if they can't handle your honesty or your authenticity, then just find someone better for you. And another thing I want to touch on here, and this is an important one. If you aren't feeling fine, do not tell your partner that when they ask you. I hate to single out women here, but ladies, you do this way more than men. Just don't engage in this behavior. It's a minor form of gaslighting. If your partner asks you how you're doing and you tell them you're fine when you're actually not, you're gaslighting them. You're lying to them about reality, yet again, probably to make them feel better, or just because you're too lazy at the time to deal with it, or you just don't want to deal with the emotions that will come up if you broach it at the moment. But all those things are unfair. Here's the thing. If you don't feel ready to talk about something, just say that. Say you're not ready. And if you're with a good partner who's emotionally mature and who has a high level of empathy, they'll understand. The right response for them would be to say, okay, well, if you're not ready, here's some ice cream to make you feel better and deal with your emotions. I'm going to give you some space and be in the other room. And once you're ready, come into the other room and we can talk about it. But until then, I'll give you your space and let you work this out. That's what an empathic partner should do. Obviously, not exactly that thing. I just threw in the ice cream for fun. But really, they should be willing, they should understand you and be willing to give you space to work through your emotions. If you tell someone that you're not ready to talk about something and they can't handle that and they start like trying to pry it out of you and they don't give you any space at all, it's probably not a good partner and definitely not someone you would want to marry. So I guess what this is basically all boiling down to is if you can't be honest and authentic with your partner, then they are not a good long-term partner for you. Because honesty should be an integral ground level component of a relationship, the foundation of a relationship. It should be at the very bottom, like stabilizing the entire relationship, because it's one of the most important things. If you can't be honest with each other, like I said before, you may as well just be friends with benefits, because there's no depth there. How can you create something meaningful without honesty? You can't. So that's important. But how did I get here from starting with don't expect your partner to read your mind? But, well, I guess it makes some sense. But yeah, it's important. Nobody can read your mind. So you have to be honest and authentic with them. If they can handle that, there are other people out there. And hopefully you'll be able to meet someone. But you shouldn't stay with someone that you can't be the real you with. It's not worth it. Life is way too short for that. And above all, don't gaslight them. Don't say you're fine when you're not. Don't give them white lies to make them feel better, because you're not even doing it for them. You're doing it for your own sake, so you don't feel like the bad person, so you don't feel guilty about potentially hurting them. But that's not your call to make. That shouldn't be on you. Their emotions, that's for them to deal with. Whether or not they can handle something, that's on them. It's not on you. But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox here. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if so, the easiest way you can support me is just to like, comment, and share. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.